Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we finished up the Windurst Rank 10 story mission, where we rescued the Star Sibyl from the rogue Cardians, and eventually ended up, I think, restoring the Great Beast Fenrir to Full Moon Fountain. So, that all worked out pretty well. And so, that is now the main Windurst story missions complete. And so now we're ready to move on to the next major story arc in the game, which is the Rise of the Zilart missions. And we've already actually seen the first of those, which is when we went to Norg after defeating the Shadow Lord, where we kind of got the cutscene. It showed what really happened after we beat the Shadow Lord with the Archduke of Juno, Camlino, showing up and awakening the Crystal Warriors and all that sort of stuff. So, we will be returning to that. Alright, so, get right to it. We need to head back to Norg because we need to go talk to Lion's father, Gilgamesh. I think he's her father, right? I think so. So, we need to go to El Shimo Lo Norg. Home point 1 will suffice. Now, we'll say about the Windurst missions is that the Windurst rank story missions are, I think, the best of the three starting nations between Windurst, Bastok, and Sandoria. And it's the only one that I can recall that touches on the ancient people, the Zilart and the Kulu, which are going to be important for both the Rise of the Zilart and Chains of Promathia missions. So, it's a pretty good one to do. Now, the Rise of the Zilart story missions, I'll say this right out of the gates, they're okay. From a story perspective. They get a little cartoonish from time to time, but, you know, they're not terrible. But it really starts to pick up when we start getting into Chains of Promathia, but we got to get through this first, so. Well, we don't have to. We could go do Chains of Promathia right now, but it won't make... Well, we'll figure it out. It'll make more sense if we do the Zilart first. Alright, open the door. There's a lion, and there's Gilgamesh. And he is written with a heavy pirate affectation, which I am not really going to attempt. Welcome to Norg. I'm Gilgamesh, the leader of these scallywags. My daughters filled me in on your tale. I've had my suspicions about Juno for years. That's why I had Lion investigate in these past months. But blimey, I had no idea that the Archduke and his wee brother were Zilart. That ancient civilization perished so long ago, there's no record of it. And who are these 5 warriors of the crystal? If they really are the warriors that legend speaks of, does this mean that the Bane the song speaks of is us? We will cause the blood of innocents to soak the earth. We will cause the world to fall into fear and despair. So we are the plague of the warriors the crystal have come to cure? I don't know nothing about no crystal warriors or ancient legends, but I do know that I'm not gonna sit around waiting for those Zilart to take over the world. Cleanse the world, beginning of the end. That'll be a lot of fancy talk. Let's see them say that in front of yours truly. I'm not running away from no fight. But how can we stop Kamino's plan? We're setting out for the Temple of Ugalepi. The Temple of Ugalepi? While not as ancient as Fei Yin, I do know of some old ruins in the Temple of Ugalepi beyond the Atunga jungle. Yeah, we've been there before. Years ago, I journeyed there, thinking some booty had to be hidden in a place so ancient. That is where I met up with this strange old woman. Are the ancient spirits still in slumber? Come again when the minions awake. Yeah, we've met. And then she vanished into thin air. I didn't know what to make of it then, and I never thought it would be something big like this. I'm sure that old lady must know what's going on. Tuna, I want you to travel to the Temple of Ugalepi and find her. And before you go, stop by and see the chieftainess in Kazam. If you tell her I sent you, she may be of some help. No one's going to believe such a crazy story. We're going to have to work by ourselves on this one. I believe Aldo. Aldo, how long's it been? What brings you all the way out here? Lion, Gilgamesh? It's Verena. She's disappeared. Why would she go anywhere now? I have a bad feeling about this. It may have something to do with Kamino's plan. Yes, because why wouldn't it? Help you look for her. Also, Aldo, if anything happened to Verena... no, Lion, I have another job for you. What? Lion, I appreciate your words, but let me gather some information around Juno first. Just knowing that Kamino is up to no good is a start. If I find out anything new, you'll be the first to know. Alright. So. We are off to Kazam. To talk to the chieftainess. Easiest way is going to be a home point. All right. So. No, it's not the bed and breakfast. It's not the MMP's market. It's actually right here. Jacko. Wakandalo is the chieftainess. So Gilgamesh is asking me to let you pass through the Temple of Ugalepi, is he? That old dog hasn't changed a bit. Have you never heard the tales of Ugalepi? Do you even know what you'll be getting yourself into? I have a good idea. I would Again, been there before. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Here, take this key. It opens a door that leads to the deeper parts of the temple. Have fun. Alright. So now, we need to head out to the Temple of Ugalepi. What is going to be the best way to get there? Unity Concord teleport, as usual. So, of all things, the fastest way is to teleport to Windurst. And then teleport to the temple. Now, way back in the day, you'd have to ride from Kazam, which actually isn't that bad. Alright, wanted encounter area, and it's going to be 128. And we want to go to Den of Rancor. All right. Where are we? We are down there at E. All right. Hold on a sec. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and... I just had to read up on where we need to go. Alright, I'm going to bring out Trusts, and I'm going to bring out a Pururu because I can. Why not? And we're going to bring out the Crazed Shantoto too. Okay. Now, I think I forgot to mention, but off screen I've been doing some work because in December there was an EXP bonus campaign. So I went off and did a whole bunch of grinding, and we are now level 91. So, let's see what we're looking at. 60s. Alright, if they decide to mess with us, they're dead. And they decided to mess with us. Alright, well, I will try to avoid fighting if at all possible. I could just pop Sneak and Invis. The Tonberry Imperators. That is an IEP, incredibly easy prey. Alright, well, the cave worms don't seem to be wanting to mess with me. dire bat. Oh, that one. Gonna be annoying. All right, let's hit the sneak. All right, so this brings us up to the upper level of Den of Rancor, which is a fairly confusing looking map. All right, now, in here, we need to find some tonberries. They will drop an unlit lantern. What we're looking for specifically is imprecators. All right, good. There's one right there. While Chantoto is nice, like she's stupid strong. We are going to bring Non-Amigo because she has Treasure Hunter, which will increase our drop rates. Well, I tried to put us to sleep. Oh, it dropped a Black Mage's testimony, not that I need one. Let's see, on my wide scan, do we find any other ones? Yes, in that other chamber over there. Means I'll need to get past several dire bats. I don't want to burn through. Ah, crud. I dropped through the hole. Alright, there's all my trusts. Alright. Let me just clear these guys up. Okay. Those bats are dealt with. The thing is they're not strong enough to be a threat, but they're not weak enough to ignore me. And I gotta be mindful of those holes, because I can fall through them, apparently. Alright, another bat. Alright, Imprecator. Let's use Sonic Thrust. Nope, did not drop what I needed. Alright, well, looks like that this is not going to be as cooperative as I would like. Okay. Of course. Oh, and both tonberries. Lovely. Come on. Roll your weapon. So many stinking bats. Alright, well, let me go ahead and see if I can get this thing to drop here, and then I will be back. Alright, and as usual, as soon as I decide to pause and, settle in for some grinding, it drops on the next kill. So, I have the unlit lantern, which is what we need. And then we need to head to E5 to the Altar of Rancor with the unlit lantern. We're gonna have to, well, since I don't want to burn all of my sneak items, we're just gonna fight our way there. See if I can slip past. Nope. Alright. All you dire bats. All of them. Wyverns. Level 69 easy prey bombs. Alright. Clear the room. right. All right, so now, Altar of Rancor, we trade our unlit lantern to get Rancor Flame. All right, and then we need to head back down. Now here's where we're going to go ahead and sneak it in Viz. Let me see, how much of that do I have? I have 9 silent oils. That's how many times I can do that. And we need to head to the location with those 4 blue dots on this map. Yeah, we're going to need 4 Flames of Rancor. And we, by ourselves, can only carry 1. If I had more people with me, we could do 4 at once and get through the door, but in this case, not. Now, can't do this while invisible, so clear the room. Did I miss? I missed. Okay, so that should be enough to at least get started. We now trade the Rancor Flame to one of these lanterns, and it turns on. And that should turn the Rancor Flame back into an unlit lantern, yes. So now we need to go do that again. 3 more times. Which, I'm not going to show that on screen. I'm just going to go take care of it. When I'm bringing in the last one, then I'll be back. Alright, well, I got fortunate, and someone came through and opened the gate. So, that makes this so much easier, and there's a home point right through the gate, so I'll never have to do that again. Alright, and once we're through here, we need to head over to this mahogany door and examine the door. Alright, we have 3 tonberries. And we want a pururu. There we go. Alright, we're gonna save Graviton for last. Let's go after Molly. Molly Beaton. First. Because that one is a black mage. Not pet commands, jump abilities. Soul jump. Tungsten. Alright, now I go after Grav. And I missed. What does Dragon Breaker do? Lowers accuracy, evasion, magic mastery, magic evasion, and TP gain for dragons. Really? Alright. Well, these are not dragons. Did you use perfect dodge? You probably just used perfect dodge. Wait. Lay down thy blades. Welcome, brave adventurer. Thine arrival can only mean one thing. They have once again begun their rise. Yeah, it's Graviton, who we've run into before. Thou must forgive my companions. They remain bound to this place by the spirits of the past, though they do not yet realize it. I've yet to introduce myself. My name is Graviton Barasachi, a scholar from the lost civilization of the Kulu. However, my colleagues often refer to me by the sobriquet Tonberry. They represent the collective consciousness of the remains of what was once a great race of people. Listen carefully, for the tale I am about to tell thee reaches far across the plains of time, back 10,000 years. It all started with a mere crystal and the mysterious power it held. Deep beneath Vana'diel, rests 5 enormous crystals, all more powerful than any force on this planet. The Zilart used that power to develop their civilization. The 5 arcs, also known as crags, tap the crystals of their power. The crystal lines tie the arcs, and Delkfoot's tower controls the flow of energy. However, this was only the beginning. They had other plans for the power of the crystals. The Gate of the Gods. It is said that bringing the power of the 5 crystals together will open the gate to the heavens and transform Vana'diel into a paradise for the gods. However, we Kulu, along with the followers of the goddess, the Dawn Maidens, were against this plan. We voiced our disapproval to the Zilart, but they were too driven by their self-centered motives to lend an ear to our pleas. The Gate of the Gods, the floating island of Tulia, was constructed, and the Zilart's plan was put into motion. A fantastic amount of energy was drained from the crystals and focused into Tulia. However, while this was taking place, we Kulu led an attack on the northernmost arc and destroyed it, putting an end to their abominable plan. Unfortunately, this act caused the crystals to spin out of control. The world was engulfed in a blinding light, and the Zilart were destroyed. The land where the Zilart resided sank into the abyssal depths of the sea, while the overwhelming power of the crystals laid waste to the Northlands, leaving them uninhabitable. Those Kulu who survived the happenings of the day fled here. However, the power of the crystals left its mark on us. As time passed, our bodies and minds degenerated into the form you see standing before you. We do not regret our actions. It was a small sacrifice to save Vana'diel. What will happen, happens. One can sit and ponder over what could have been, but that would only be a waste of time. We must move on. This world belongs to all who reside on its fertile soil. We could not let it be transformed into the mere playground for the gods. However, when I learned that Delkwood's tower remained unchanged even after the accident, I could sense something was amiss. At that moment, I knew our fight was not yet over. Heed my words, young adventurer. Thou must travel to the small island of Zepwell, located to the southwest of Bastok. There thou wilt find the remains of an ancient temple. There thou must join the 8 fragments of light. Only then will the Dawn Maidens show thee the path thou must follow. The fragments can be found embedded in 8 stone monuments located in remote areas of Vana'diel. As to their precise whereabouts, that is for thee to discover. My time has passed. There is nothing more I can do but stand back and watch as this drama unfolds. Ah yes, there's one more thing I must tell thee. Beware of the elder prince of the Zilart. The bond he has formed with the crystals is great. His magic is truly powerful. He has already crossed the boundaries of man and stepped into the forbidden realm of the gods. Thou must be careful. I will not pray for thy success, as it is not prayer that will lead thee to victory. Thou wilt do what thou must to overcome this great evil. Here is the first fragment to start thee on thy journey. Now, be off. There is not much time. Alright, we have the dark fragment, and we need to find the rest of them. Alright, well, we need to get out of here first. Easiest thing to do is to just go ahead and use my warp ring. And we'll start looking for these fragments. Alright, so I think the first one we're going to do is head to Lathen Plateau, which I think the easiest way for me to get there is going to be to use the survival guide, because I think I have the Lathen Plateau survival guide. Doesn't look like I do. Alright, well, let's go to Volcrum Dunes then. And we'll ride from there. Actually, no. No, change of plans. The Ronfar outpost is actually going to be closer. Like, what in the world is making all that ruckus? It's a bunch of wyverns, dragons. It's for the New Year's celebration. Do I not have the Ronfar Outpost Survival Guide? I apparently don't. Well, I'll have to make it a point to go get that. Alright, well, we ride for Lithen Plateau, and once we're in the vicinity of where we need to be, I will be back. Alright, we are in Lithen Plateau. I went and grabbed the survival guide here. Oh yeah, and now we know what the crags are. The crags are giant power plants, essentially. Alright, so we are heading to the crevice here at F6, F7. I'm going to be entering Ordel's caves. I thought we were a little bit closer than we are. It's alright. Alright, so actually, this crevasse here, we want to be on the east side. Because there is an entrance right here. Right, there's an NPC right there. Now, nothing should mess with me in Ordel's caves. I shouldn't think. Unless they've thrown something in there that is really high level. Alright. We're heading to B. And I'm even going to go ahead. Hold on. Is there a survival guide in here? Looks like there is. Let me grab that. Just in case. Right, because I'm not even going to grab the trusts, because I'm pretty sure that I am high enough level that I won't need it. Blood bunnies. Goblin tinkerers. Butchers. Okay. All right. We want to head to the tunnel leading south at H9, which is the D point there. So far, so good. Nothing in here is really any issue. Dung beetles. Yep, they're low level. Yeah, the steps in here can be somewhat annoying. Buds bunnies. They're level 84. Swagger spruce is level 88. All right. Well, what that means, I don't think these will aggro, but I better be ready for it. Okay. We're heading to the southeastern little room at H11, H12. All right. And in the center of this room, there's a little hole. And we're going to drop in the hole. Charge beetles are level 85. Decent challenge. All right, we're back to Seeker Bats. All right, so back to lower level enemies that I don't need to worry about. All right, and we're heading back out to Lethen Plateau, I believe. Napalm. More Bulgur. There we go. Stuck on the stinking step. Goliath beetles. Level 30. Goblin smithies are going to be in the 30s. Yep. Stroper Chime. That's level 30s. Now here's the Napalm. Bombast. Napalms are not a problem. The Bombast is a notorious monster. I'm not going to mess with it right now. All right. And we're in another one of these crevasses. And there is one of the stones that we need. A water fragment. A single fragment of light. The way in which it shines suggests it is resonating with something. Right, I got the item, the water fragment. Alright, so that's one down and several more to go. But we will work on those for next episode. We're going to go ahead and stop here. We got the first of the headstones we need to find. Alright, but for now, stop, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.